I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. That's Harry Charles with the rockets, red glare, bombs bursting in the air right there. Welcome to Love Babz Love Talk, the Monday edition on on 103.5 WNHH. We're live streaming, on the New Haven Independent site and across social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. So you can catch us. Our friends in Dubai and Australia catch us. Hey, beautiful people in Dubai. I know we big in Dubai. our reach is growing. We are going full on world dominance. The little show that can. What's happening, Harry? Did you have a good weekend?
Hey, what's up, Babz?
I got my Jeff mug.
White Collar Week.
Only black person that has done White Collar Week.
Yep. That's right. That's not the mountaintop, but she's reached it.
So what we doing, Harry? We gonna measure by the mountaintop. All right, it's not the mountaintop, people, but it is a win. I've integrated. Jeff would be mortified. He'd be like, "Babz, don't say that. Don't do my show like that." I'm like, Jeff, you don't got no black people on this show. And that's how I got on. I was like, I'm coming on because you need some black people on that show.
That's right. Stop acting like black people don't commit white collar crimes. Come on. And it's all relative, right? Because if you're a drug dealer on the corner, that's business. That's business, right? So it should be a white collar crime.
Well, I wasn't a drug dealer.
No, that's not what I said.
I know, right? That's some discrimination, Harry.
It is.
If you're a drug dealer, that should be a white collar crime. Why isn't that a white collar crime? That's not no blue collar crime. What is that? Well, it's a street crime. Street crime.
Well, right. Well, but also it's the way they see crack versus cocaine, right? So they like to play these games where one is worse than the other. It isn't like big industry hasn't killed people in the process of doing business.
Only here, ladies and gentlemen, where we will flip the drug game on its ear. We want equal.
No, because I heard people out there saying, yeah, but they ain't killing people. Yeah, what? Big industry hasn't killed nobody? Right. Are you killing me? I mean, are you kidding me? Not killing me, but same thing.
All right, so we want the laws changed. That's white collar crime. I don't care. Well, white collar crimes are petty crimes. So,
well, let's see. Do you think having a 8-year-old in China working and struggling and sometimes dying in the process of work, you think that's any different from what somebody's doing on a street corner?
Harry, you get no argument with me, Harry. I'm with you. But they don't go after those people, though. They don't go after those human rights crimes.
Yeah.
They want to go after these kids on the street. Kids on the street slinging drugs. And they want to make that like that's the worst possible thing. But I'm here to tell you, ain't nobody making drugs in the inner city. They're not making them. They got to get them from somewhere, Harry. These drugs are coming in from where they're coming from.
Well, there you go, right? So you have the drugs coming in from China, Colombia, Afghanistan. Not here. Nobody's growing poppy seeds here.
Ray and them ain't growing poppy seeds around the way. They're not.
They're not.
I see a lot of community gardens, Harry. Now one of them got poppy seeds.
That's right.
One is a poppy garden. I don't see it. But they're gonna lock these kids up left and right, pull them off the street and give them 20 years. But they're not going after the folks who actually who the suppliers. So I need to see the suppliers. Why not go after the suppliers? Because the suppliers make the overall economy go.
That is exactly true, right? So that's why we don't care about 90-year-old great grandmother working in China, or the 8-year-old working in China being abused.
Yes.
So we don't care about that stuff, but we care about some kid who is trying to put any type of food on his table, right? And then we're gonna lock him up for 30 years. Yeah, we fixed it. We fixed society there.
Yeah. But here's the thing. We haven't.
No,
and then we get mad when they when we throw them out of the prison system. It's like, go get a job, go get your life right. But we ain't give them nothing to do any of that. No, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, you have no bootstraps? Tough.
Oh, no bootstraps, but they got the scarlet letter written on their forehead, right? Their crime record.
Yes. Yeah. So, so before y'all hurl some scorn at these young people out here, doing their thing, and listen, I'm not condoning none of that. I'm just telling you it's unequal and unfair.
Well,
so
understand, you have to understand,
because those methamphetamine folks that are doing that, Harry, they ain't locked the hell up. They're getting treatment. Because that's a public health problem.
Right. And that's the thing, is actually viewing everything as a human problem instead of, actually targeting certain groups and saying they're the problem. But these folks right here, they just got some bad luck. Some of this stuff went into their neighborhoods. Man, we need to help them. Come on. It's a human condition.
And there we've solved it. We solved it. We broke it down. We broke it down to its lowest common denominator, because that's what we do on LoveBabz, LoveTalk. We break it down.
Yeah, and that's your Monday morning edition of Drugs on the Streets.
Harry, I watched One Night in Miami on Prime. Have you seen it?
Haven't seen it.
Oh, Harry, you got to see it. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's Cassius Clay, Sam Cooke, Jim Brown, and Malcolm X. And they get together one night after the Muhammad Ali fight. Cassius Clay fight, just before he becomes Muhammad Ali. And they spend time together. And it's a look inside. It's like if you were a fly on the wall. It's that kind of thing. It's well done. Regina King, girl, high five. It was well done, Harry. The dialogue, the choreography, the feel of it. I love the language of it. I loved it.
Yeah, Regina King's always been one of my favorites.
Yes. I wanted, when it went off, I really wanted to go back and watch it again. So and now I have a new regard for Sam Cooke's A Long Time Coming. I know he's my
that's the right before, well, when he becomes Ali after the fight and everything.
After the Liston fight.
Yeah.
The brother that played Malcolm X did a really beautiful job of playing Malcolm X. Seriously, a wonderful job.
Yeah, I got to see it because, and it's funny because Malcolm X for me, of course, Malcolm X and stuff, but Denzel Washington embodied Malcolm X. So it's like whenever I think of Malcolm X, sometimes the picture in my mind, instead of putting the Malcolm X picture, I see Denzel Washington.
Well, yeah.
As Malcolm X.
That was an amazing role for him, I thought. I kudos to Spike Lee for even having the vision for that, because I thought that was remarkable. Because he looks nothing like, when you put them side by side, he looks nothing like Malcolm X. But because he embodied Malcolm X so well, that you had no choice but to be like it just pushed you there. Like it just, that's why I don't get mad at people who want people to look like people down to the hair. I like people who can make me believe that they are that. I don't
Mhm.
need them. I don't need to look at them and be like, because for me that's a little creepy. But the brother that's playing Malcolm X in Regina King's film, he is very light skinned like Malcolm. He has that same the features, but he's got the intonations with his voice. I mean, they all have, they're not mimicking these people. They really are giving you a sense. I love the brother that's playing Jim Brown. I love the brother that's playing Sam Cooke. I love the brother that's playing Muhammad Ali, because when you listen to him, he has the right intonation and inflections in his voice. So you're like, yes, that's it. He's not pretending to be Muhammad Ali. He is Muhammad Ali. That's the difference. It was great. I loved it. I wanted to watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again because I thought it was so well done.
Yeah, I gotta see it. I and when you read up on their conversations, this is reading, not actually watching. But so if people are actually able to depict it in to make you believe it, yeah, you need to see stuff like that, because most people, they learn by seeing and not by reading. So stuff like this is really important,
Yeah,
for people to watch, because unless they watch it, they're not even gonna know it.
yeah. It was good because it showed Malcolm's struggle with the Nation of Islam, right? And this is when Louis Farrakhan was rising to prominence, and this is when Malcolm um, um, could not turn a blind eye to Elijah Muhammad's um, indiscretions, manipulation, and harming of young women. I mean, that was just terrible. And then Louis Farrakhan, with those incendiary words, got Malcolm killed. You know,
Yeah,
and
I mean, yeah, like I was just saying a while ago, it's a human condition. It's we're we do each other in, which is sad.
yeah, we didn't have to worry about the government on this one. We
No,
did
but
ourselves in on that one.
but it's so educating, and I mean, if you don't know it yet, you realize how much words matter. Um, but
Words
almost,
start wars.
yeah, words start wars, but you know what? These conversations are poetic, and it's just so interesting, which is why when I was in school, I used to read a lot of the monsters of this world, right? So you read up on Mussolini, on Napoleon, on Hitler, and you become a student of how words change
Oh yeah.
everything. um and yeah, for me it was fun. It got me in trouble sometimes, because like I hated Hitler, but I loved his mastery of words and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
so people would judge me on stuff like that. But no, I hate the monsters, but I appreciate their gifts, even though those gifts actually lead to chaos.
Aside.
Yeah, but but you have to appreciate even the worst people in society have some incredible gifts, and you have to learn from them, not take them in and you know mimic them.
Hmm.
But I appreciate all of that. Farrakhan to me is so poetic, and in a lot, if you read a lot of his speeches, it's just he's a he's a poetic guy. He masters the language, and yeah, that has the wrong effect on some people, but you can't take away the gift from the guy. He's just very gifted.
Yeah. He was. But I know in this film though, you saw him. You saw the struggle. You saw him wrestling with what he was about to do. He was about to leave the Nation of Islam, and
Yeah.
and he knew it. Him and his wife were talking about it, and that created a whole lot of that was going to create a whole lot of problems. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was student government president at Gateway Community College. Um, I was
I
gonna
didn't know
bring
that, Harry.
yeah, I was gonna bring Farrakhan as a speaker,
Oh,
and yeah, I wasn't able to pull that off because
I know why.
yeah, yeah, it goes without saying.
Yeah. What
Um,
kills me though, Harry, is that they have so much fear of Farrakhan, who has not is not like these white supremacists, has not marched on any capital, has not marched on any neighborhood, has not marched on white people, has not done any harm to white people at all. They have not done they
well,
have not harmed white people at all. But white people want to treat Farrakhan as if he's like king, like they don't treat white supremacists.
well, the thing is that I think
Just talking.
they realize power when they see it, and his influence with words is greater than theirs with their insanity. So, um, they realize power when they see it, and they fear it. So, yeah, I mean, I get it, but I wasn't looking to follow Farrakhan. Like I said, I'm just an admirer of words, whether I agree with them or not.
I know, because people are always demonizing him. I mean, they are. I mean, and it's almost to the point of just sickness, right? Because I'm like, this brother's just talking, and all he's not saying go kill white people. That's not coming out. You know what he's saying? White people are the devil and the bane of our existence. That's what he said, right? White people are the devil and the bane of our existence. He's not saying go kill white people, go drag them out their houses. When you see them on the street, beat their asses. None of that. White people, white people are the most dangerous people on the damn planet. We saw that. They marched on the damn capital of the United States with the intent of doing harm. These people uh, rolled a hangman's noose onto the Capitol, 20 feet tall. Harry, a hangman's noose. What? But
I
you
mean,
worried about Louis Farrakhan, but you're not worried about these people. Oh my God, it's
but you
such
know
a
what?
hypocrisy.
But I think it's not hypocrisy. I think it's clarity actually, right? Because when you see those guys doing that, you see who they are. You see the monsters. But when somebody is poetically influencing the masses without ever picking up a bat, without ever grabbing a noose, just with words, the influence, and let's not forget, they prefer to see you dumb and blind. Okay, so if somebody actually has the ability to cause your brain to start firing, and that's what he does. And like I said, this is what I'm saying. I don't agree with well, I shouldn't say anything. I agree with some of the stuff he says. I don't agree with everything he says, but come on, understand where he's coming from. What his motivation is. And this is the thing that we fail to see on all the sides. This is what I'm saying, that I appreciate words, even the most lunatic of words.
Yeah, but even words, Harry, even Farrakhan's words has not caused the fruit of Islam, to march on communities and police, and you've not seen it. Them bow tie brothers have not started any fights. They've not ran up and robbed stores. They've not trashed neighborhoods. They've not done any of that. Any of that. But these
Somebody,
white supremacists, they
sorry,
went
Babz, I'll be right back.
crazy.
I'll be right back. Somebody's at my front door and they moving. Let me just go
Oh,
check.
they moving. Uh-oh. All right, be careful. Might be land sharks. I love all this technology where you can see who's at your door. And you need a thing where you can let, although I don't know if I'd let strangers in. Like I wouldn't be unlocking my door, letting people in, because you don't know. You know, people could dress up and be like, oh, I'm delivering a pizza. Well, I didn't order a pizza. Well, there's a pizza delivered to this address. Well, no, I don't want it. Yeah. But you know, if people's at your door, you got to go get it. So yeah, but this is a good conversation. This is a good conversation about um the how they do Minister Farrakhan versus how they do actual domestic terrorists. Actual domestic terrorists. Skinheads, boogie boys, boogaloos, those are actual domestic terrorists. The Nation of Islam is not considered a terrorist organization. They're not. Did you get the door?
Yeah, it wasn't that. I thought somebody was there and just waiting, but it was that my camera froze. So they're just there, frozen.
Okay.
So, but they had moved on.
All right. All right. Well, it's cold out, so it's a very cold day. So anyway, see the film. It's a good film, Harry. It's a really good film. I enjoyed it very much. I want to watch it again. I have a new respect for the Sam Cooke change is gonna come, because I never really enjoyed that song. I never enjoyed that song because everybody always does it, and it's always over sang, and people just over sing it, and I just couldn't stand it. But now that I see the pushback from Malcolm about him doing these kinds of songs, and him thinking for a long time that he should do a song for the movement. Yeah, that kind of moved me a lot to think about that song in a different way now. So
Yeah,
but it was
so
good.
Addis Castillo,
Mhm.
Addis Maria Castillo.
I know Addis. She's good
Yeah,
people. Citywide Youth Coalition. She's executive director.
yeah, she says, tell them Babz. And she said, nope, it's all about the color of the issue.
Yeah, I think so. Because there's no way, Harry. I'm telling you, and when I hear people get all, when they say Minister Farrakhan, people go crazy. Like white people go crazy. They go crazy, and I'm thinking, you showed me one instance where, aside from the assassination of Malcolm X, because that's some internal mess, um, that Minister Farrakhan told the Fruits of Islam to go and tear up neighborhoods and harm people. There's no history of that. There's no history of that, Harry.
Actually, it's the opposite, right? So,
Yeah, because those brothers are disciplined as hell.
yes. And if you go to two Muslim neighborhoods, especially like in New York where I grew up, Bushwick was basically run, or a good part of Bushwick was run by the Nation of Islam, right? And believe me, one of the best neighborhoods you could ever go to. It was clean, no crime, no, they controlled their neighborhood, right? And you didn't see anything. Of course, once you got out their neighborhood,
Yeah.
it was a mess. But
I mean, there was a limit to their reach.
yeah, there was a limit to their reach, but it wasn't like they didn't try to reach, right? They did try to pull people in. Um, but yeah, so it was the opposite. You never saw chaos there. And by the way, there was a Muslim pizzeria there that I love to frequent. Um, none of my friends liked it because they said it was too sweet. But yeah, there was a Muslim pizzeria that I would just go and chill just to eat pizza. But yeah, you never felt threatened in their neighborhood.
Right, right. Yeah, you're right, Harry. I never felt afraid of brothers when I would see brothers. I felt my most safe when I saw brothers. No, I knew no harm was going to come to me. But I can't say that if I was going to Bensonhurst or some damn where, right? Like,
Or Brighton Beach.
and white folks is crazy. Or when I was a kid, Morris Cove. Like when I was a kid, Morris Cove was a dangerous place for Black people. Now we all out there now, but when I was a kid, you didn't go out to the East Shore because them white folks they would harm you. And they didn't have no problems with it. So when I hear people talk about, when I hear people have such disdain for Louis Farrakhan, it's only because it's just and it's because of language, and they don't have disdain for these white supremacists who actually harm people. Then I know you down with the racist, then you have racist ideology too, because you can't tell me uh, that these cats that rolled on the Capitol a couple of weeks ago, they wasn't just talking; they actually did that mess, and they came with with ties and rope and bags. And what the hell were y'all gonna do? If you would have caught up with Nancy Pelosi or Mike Pence, what the hell were you gonna do? You actually was gonna try to do something to federal leadership? Are you kidding me? Did they really think they was gonna get away with it? I guess they must have been emboldened enough, Harry, to think that this is what we white, we're gonna do what we want to do.
I don't know. It's just insane. I know the FBI.
Oh,
I
they
read.
rounding them up, buddy.
I read that the FBI actually has its eyes on a group that actually premeditated this stuff. So, oh yeah, you in trouble if you thought you're gonna get
Yeah,
away with something.
they're not gonna
No.
get away. And here's the thing: people think, well, it's not in the media; they're not talking about it, so therefore the feds have let it go. The feds do their best work when nobody ain't looking at them.
No, and it's in the media. If you read enough articles, if you don't just go by the headlines, it's there. This it's being reported. You just have to actually read more than one article or read more than the headlines.
Good, good, because I want to see them all rounded up. I want them and I don't appreciate that these folks are getting off with these small, you know, uh, they're being released on their own recognizance and all that other kind of stuff. I want these people to suffer. They need to suffer the same way that my people would suffer, but my people would be laying in the streets dead. They would not be. It would not be. We're gonna lock you up and then let you go home on your own. Listen, that poor young man, Browder, who got taken to Rikers because they thought he stole a damn book bag, Harry, and he sat in that jail for 3 years, and most of that in solitary confinement before somebody was like, "Oh, damn." And he didn't steal the book bag. He was just accused of it. 3 years of his life, and most of it spent in solitary confinement. And so when they finally realize their mistake and he gets out, his life is so changed and he's so broken that he commits suicide at 22 years old.
Yeah. It's this is the thing that, and you see some of these crazies, um, like go nonchalantly going, well, I'll go to prison. It's like they have no idea.
No, they have no idea.
They
They're
have
just
no idea.
talking.
Yeah. So it's just,
Like you
it's
can't
just
do that time,
insane.
baby. You not built for that kind of time. And you damn sure ain't built for that kind of environment.
Nope. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
because those white boys in prison, them skinhead white boys, ain't your everyday garden variety type skinhead white boys like y'all pretending to be.
And that's it. They're pretending to be something
That they are not.
that they're not, and I'm almost tired of actually reading about them because I feel like I've given too much of my energy to this stupid mess. But we do have to keep it in the forefront. This way, people understand that there are consequences to these to these actions, and as if we decide to forget it so easily, they will get away with it.
Oh yeah. And the
You
next
know,
time they will come more organized and with more people because they've already set a tone and a message, and people will gravitate toward that.
you know, like I like I said, anybody they have a camera, on the window that they broke that everybody was climbing through.
Yeah.
So there's video of everybody who climbed through that window. Anybody who climbed through that window deserves
What
to be
they get.
punished.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear, oh, we were protesting. As soon as you climb through that window, you made a decision that you're not going to be able to come back from.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because some people got on the train and was like, okay, this is not for me. I'm gonna go on home.
Right. A lot of people just walked away. Everybody had the ability to make the decision to walk away from the chaos. You walked through the window, you deserve to get punished.
And punish you will. And now now they're all embarrassed. Now they're embarrassed. Now they're like, why? You was filming this stuff on your own social media sites. Why are you embarrassed? Because now the world sees you for what you are. You're embarrassed. This is
That's
your
what I say.
platform. This is your
That's why I
platform.
say just let them show you who they are. Let them show you. That's why I say, more speech, more speech. Go ahead. Say what you want to say. You know, let people reveal themselves.
And they are.
Yep.
They are, Harry. So anyway. So yeah, so see the film. You rarely see black men being vulnerable with each other on screen. That was a beautiful thing to see. And I had no idea that the four of them were such good friends. So that was wonderful to see too. Like I had no idea about that part of the story about them. I'm such a fan of Muhammad Ali, but I didn't know this part of the story. So and Malcolm died shortly after that. So
And it's well acted. So
yes, it is. Like, they got people who can really carry these roles, Harry. You know. And I'll tell you, when Jim Brown goes to see somebody he's friendly with from when he was a kid and who was paying attention to his career and is enamored with him, and he goes to his house because apparently his aunt or mother had said so and so needs to see you, so he goes to see the white guy, and it's played by oh God, what is his name? A famous actor, and you know him when you see him. And so he goes to see him at his big house, and they sit on the porch. And so the guy is going on and on about how Jim Brown is a credit and amazing, and if you need anything, let me know, and I got you. And I mean, he's just accolade after accolade. His daughter brings out lemonade for them. So Jim is like, well, you know what? I'm gonna get ready to go. Can I use your bathroom? And the guy goes, oh, now Jim, we don't let niggas in the house. Harry, it is the most critical thing. When you hear that, it just chills you.
Ife said Bo Bridges.
Yes, Bo Bridges. Yes, Bo Bridges. When he said, and he says this as if, how could you forget? He's like, oh, Jim, we don't allow niggas in the house. Harry, it stops you cold because up until that moment, you think they are like family. They are like family. You think up until this moment that they are, because you don't know where this is going. You don't see it coming. You don't. You just hear the conversation. The accolades are flowing. This man is like, all right, rich white man. He's digging this Jim Brown for the team and the blah blah blah. And Jim Brown's like, I'm gonna head on home because you come in and go to the bathroom. And he was like, Jim, we don't allow niggas in the house. And right then and there, Harry, it's just like, stops you cold. Stops you cold. And you're like, and that's real. That is very real. Very, very real. Very, very real.
Yeah,
Very, very real.
that's it tells you about.
Sorry if I ruined it for you. No, it won't ruin it for
No,
you. I
no,
don't think
no.
it'll ruin it for you
Actually,
because when you see it, it will still have the same effect. It
no.
was you will
Actually, I heard
still
that. I heard it already. I've heard people discussing that scene.
okay.
Um, and to be honest with you, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking to myself, how many white friends do I have, right? And acquaintances, yes. I don't have actually, in my life, I don't have any. I,
I got quite a few.
I haven't.
Honest to God, white friends who who will move heaven and hell for my well being. I can honestly say that, Harry. I can honestly. I think Andrew
Oh,
Kaplan would move heaven and Andrew has stood up in public spaces and said, "You know what? I would take a bullet for this woman right here," and I
I
believe
have.
him.
Yeah, well, that's good. But I haven't been comfortable enough to ever make them part of my circle,
Oh, okay.
ever, ever. And it's because,
And I know black people like that who like, I don't give a damn how nice you are, how we get down at work. Mm-mm.
right? Well, it's because most of the times I give people chances, but I feel like everyone has revealed themselves to me.
Listen, I got
Um,
some good white friends. My girlfriend Ann Mazzaro, solid as hell.
Now, I'm not saying there aren't any good white people. That's not.
No, I'm talking about friends. Like
Yeah,
I'm not talking about good white people. I don't give a damn about good white people.
right.
I'm
But
talking
I'm
about
saying,
people who are down with you, who understand it and are down with you. My friend Ann Mazzaro, my friend Bobby Miller.
I've
Um,
never been there. I don't know if it's just I never allowed myself, or that my leash is shorter with them. Um, but I was thinking to myself it's me, whether it's me. I don't do that to most of the people in my life. And I'm thinking to myself, there has to be something probably in me that just never will, I don't know, trust anybody.
mm,
Um, Even though, for me, I speak of, people being good, genuine people, whether whatever color and everything like that. Um, but to be honest, I just have never let myself go deep like that. I've always, or maybe I've been paranoid or suspect of everything. You know, never seen motivations as genuine. Um, Never seen good acts. Always seen it as guilt instead of something. It's just, I don't know. I was just evaluating myself, and I'm not judging anybody except for myself in the process.
mm.
Um, and I know a lot of people like that, and it's a psychological thing, right? It's something. It's in your DNA sometimes where you have to overcome your DNA sometimes. But I don't know. But I'm glad that you have those relationships. I've never allowed myself to. Well, I mean, my circle is very tight, by the way.
My circle is tight too, Harry, but I know some white folks who are about it. I do. I can't pretend. I got some white folks. I know some white folks who are down for it, who will go to distance. Just like there was abolitionists. There's some
Yeah,
white folks who are
definitely.
about it.
No, definitely. And there's been people who've done, you know, who've done good stuff for me. And I appreciate it, but I just stop there. Never understanding their
Well, I
motive.
don't know if that's a race thing for you, Harry. That might just be. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, or green.
That's true.
That's a people thing, Harry. I don't.
That's true. But I can say, in my circle, there's black, Latinos.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You got some people in your circle, and none of them ain't white.
Exactly. And and the thing is, I look at it and I try to feel bad about it, thinking to myself, maybe I should broaden, but I don't feel bad about it. And I keep, I'll keep my circle tight. Now I feel, I feel like I'm enlightened mentally, but not physically. I won't apply it to my direct, circle.
Mm. But we're gonna need people to come together.
No, definitely. And I'm with.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm not arbitrarily just like kumbaya with white folks, because I think you just can't do that, because all white folks ain't equal. They're just not, man.
Well, and then
But here's the other part of this. All black folks ain't equal either.
no, people are bad. People are good. That goes without saying. But I expect everybody to be that Bo Bridges character.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Never seeing me as an equal, pretending you're an equal. But when it comes to reality, I think they'll all not want to let you into their bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I mean, I'm just saying that's my instinctive reaction. That's my instinct. I'm not
I
saying
just heard, I
that's
just heard
reality.
this. I heard this story where, the Secret Service was guarding Ivanka and her husband Jared, but they wouldn't let them use their bathroom. You heard the story?
No.
Wouldn't let them use their bathroom, Harry. They're like, no, you're not using our bathroom. So the Obamas lived not too far from them, and they would let the Secret Service use their bathroom because they had a bathroom that wasn't a part of their house, inside the house. So they were letting them use that bathroom, Harry, until somebody on the Secret Service did something in the bathroom, Harry, like smeared feces or just wrecked the bathroom because it was the Obama's bathroom. So now that one person's act ruined it. So now the Obamas are like, well, then nobody's using our fucking bathroom. I mean, oops, sorry. Nobody's using our bathroom. Sorry. Nobody's using our bathroom. Because you guys shut it down now because now this is a real problem. So
See,
now this service had to go and rent an apartment, a $3,000 a month apartment, so that they could have access to a bathroom.
well, you see, that's a good example, right? And that's what I'm talking about. See, the Obamas are saying, go ahead, use my bathroom. But there's always going to be somebody who does that. So I don't ever want to have to deal with that.
So you're like, nobody uses it. Like nobody's using it because I don't want that one person to
Right.
have to.
So that's what happens with me. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's a real thing.
yeah. I mean, I like people.
Harry, if I come to your house, I'm using the bathroom. Don't try no mess.
can use my bathroom, Babz.
Now, whether I go upstairs or use the powder, I don't care. You
Yeah, I
just
got
tell me, and you can take the cleaning products in there too, Harry. I'll clean it up. What do you want me to do? Give me the bucket and the rags. I'll clean it. But yeah, so one a-hole ruined it for everybody. So now they had to create a whole other challenge where there shouldn't have been a challenge. I just thought that was an interesting story that people will do in their own interest, right? For the sake of some foolishness. You know you have to use the
Yeah,
bathroom. Why would you do that? Now your
of
your
course.
co-workers gotta make alternative plan, right? Like now you're making your job that much harder to do.
Now let's keep in mind, right? Let's keep in mind that that person may have just been a pig because
Yeah.
because I've dealt with that. And it's not that somebody's hating me. I know that some people are just pigs. When you go to the bathroom, you can't use the bathroom. Not in that condition.
Yeah, yeah,
You know how many times?
there is that too, Harry. Yes, I know
Yeah,
what you're saying. Like maybe wasn't, maybe they wasn't just trying to be like racist. They was just pigs.
disgusting. So you know how many times it's like 10 in the morning and Babs goes, "Do I have to tell you to go use the bathroom? I see you gotta go use the bathroom." And I go to the bathroom and I go, "Oh, I no longer have to use the bathroom. Not in this condition. I'll hold it for the whole day.
Oh God, Harry, I would faint.
That's it. I
Do we have
fit
to
it. I
do
go, oof,
do you
nope."
have to do our call letters?
Yeah, you're listening to
To the call.
WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. I mean, you're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. But boom.
Yes,
So yeah, sometimes people are just disgusting.
yes, there is that. Because when I was a kid, my mother used to clean offices, and we would go with her sometimes. Corporate business offices downtown, and people were nasty. I was always baffled by that. Like, and I would leave notes. Like, if my mother found out I was leaving notes, if I would leave notes, I would be like, please clean up after yourselves.
Yeah, I would tell people, human beings have to clean up after you. Don't make somebody clean your you
Yeah,
know?
just
Don't do that.
I don't know what you're thinking in those moments when you're in there and you just like you see that you made a mess. Clean it up. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of privilege are you on that you think somebody else is gonna come in here and do that? And people do it because because
Yeah,
then it's their problem and
but
it becomes their problem.
yeah, but the cleaning, because they don't value the cleaning staff. They think the cleaning
Right.
staff is beneath them.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, that's really what it is. You're right, Harry.
yeah.
You think the cleaning staff is beneath you until you walk into a nasty bathroom every day and you're like, holy crap, I don't like this.
Yeah, I've been cleaning staffs for a good portion of my work history. I cleaned toilets, or I worked in a hospital cleaning up after people. Um and it's not fun, and
It's hard work.
it's hard work. It kind of chips away at your soul.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good way to think about that.
Okay, so I I always think of the person coming behind me. Um, I always think of the cleaning crew. Oh, why
That's
should
how I am too, Harry. When I go to bathrooms, I'm
yeah,
always thinking about, and I guess because my mother was a custodian, so I can't ever leave a bathroom in disarray. I'll leave the bathroom better than what I found it because I would just always have my mother's in my mind. right? I would always wipe down the sink, and I would, and then if I pissed on the toilet, I would just wipe it.
Yeah.
If it got on the floor, I would wipe it, right? Like I would just handle that because that's just who I am and how I was raised. And I'd be thinking about, these women who are cleaning this space. If I wash my hands and water gets over the sink, I'm wiping down the sink. Come
Yeah.
on. Who
You know,
are y'all?
it just seems so simple, and
I know.
but that's exactly it. You see me at when I finish doing whatever I have to do in the bathroom. You see me wiping down the sink and everything also. And it's not because I'm the cleaning staff. It's because I'm thinking of everybody else.
I saw something the other day, Harry, that pissed me off so bad. I'm turning down my street. I live on Ivy Street. So I take the right onto Newhall to go to Hazel. And a car is in front of me. Do you know, Harry, they threw out a whole bag of garbage. It pissed me off so bad. I stopped my car and I got it. I just couldn't stand it because you're doing this in this neighborhood because you don't have any respect for this neighborhood. And they see me do it. They see me.
Yeah,
They see me because I just, and I wanted them to see me and I wanted them to. Now, they probably didn't feel bad, but I was like, and I just shrugged my shoulders. I was like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, they don't care. They
I know they don't care, but Harry, I just in good conscience I couldn't drive past it. Now I'm not doing that all the time, but I just couldn't stand it. Because I know this is a black neighborhood, Harry. And when black people trash their own neighborhoods, that means they don't care about these neighborhoods. Care about this neighborhood.
Yeah, I go through that here in Waterbury when I go to visit my daughter or pick up Bella or something. Um, there's just garbage all over the streets, and it's like, and then you hear them complaining, why don't they fix up our neighborhoods? And I think to myself, but first you have to value yourself.
Yeah.
Value yourself. Don't do this.
Right.
It doesn't matter your situation. Don't do this.
Yeah. I can't. That's the thing that bothers me mostly. Is to see the amount of, and I know there's because it's a lot of people, but there's so much garbage strolled down the street, right?
Yeah.
Now, where on my end, not so much because the people, they're still homeowners who own their properties and they go out and they sweep and they pick up around their house. I do the same thing, even though I don't own this property, but my sorority sister owns this property. So I treat it as though I own this property. Plus, Harry, I don't want to live in squalor. That's number one.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in squalor. And I don't get how people can come out their house and see trash everywhere and not feel compelled to pick that mess up. That right there freaks me out every time I see it. Because I'm thinking, do you realize when you act like you don't see it, you are solidifying the fact that you want to live in squalor. Because that's what you're doing. So I have my kids pick up because I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. When I had my house, that would never go on. My neighbors, because people would come by, Harry, and drop stuff. They would leave their McDonald's or their KFC bags. They'd drive down the street and throw it out the car. 2 seconds later, somebody in my neighborhood would come out there and pick it up. Just pick it up because they couldn't stand it. We couldn't stand it. So that was just an unspoken rule. We just always did it. So the street just stayed nice. I don't get that here. I get it. Like my neighbors across the street, like there's 3 houses across the street that own my neighbor next door, who was my childhood friends. Their parents live next door to my left. But then there's this multifamily house to my right. They don't pick up their trash. They just don't.
Yeah. I have a few families, for some reason, New Yorkers are starting to buy up around me. So there's quite a few families from New York. And I'm starting to see stuff just left they start drinking a bottle of something, and they're sitting on, somewhere in front, the rocks. We have a whole bunch of rocks that people sit on, and then they just leave their food bag, their container, like somebody else is supposed to pick it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I know some of this attitude is New Yorker type attitude, where they expect somebody to come clean up after them.
Mm-hmm.
Because in New York they have a lot of street sweeping and all of that stuff, but we don't have that here. You need to clean up after yourself.
I
So I've
agree.
been like quiet and everything, but it's driving me crazy. It's just some people are, I don't know, I don't know what it is when you don't care about how you live. I don't know what that is about,
Yeah,
because
I don't know what that is either, Harry. I really don't, because I just like I just know how I like things to be. And I just don't want to live in squalor. And so if I see it, and I drive down these streets and I'm thinking, and this housing stock in Newhallville is no different than the housing stock in East Rock. All these houses are pretty much the same age, and composition and size and scope. These multifamily houses are no different than the multifamily houses in East Rock and in the East Shore and all these other places. They're just not, they're not better, and they're not nicer. I mean, the upkeep is different here, I think. And I'm just baffled by that. I don't know what the psychology of that is. It's like, pick up after yourself. I
yeah,
can't
because
stand it.
some people think, well, some people think that's poor people. No, no, it's not.
No, because I'm poor people, and that's not how I get down.
Right? That's not how poor people act. That's how some people act.
I grew up poor, and my
Yeah.
mother, we always kept a nice yard and a nice front of our house. We swept the stairs,
No.
washed. She'd throw water down and wash the steps, and that whole thing. I mean, it
Yeah,
was just nice.
and if you're drinking something and you finish it,
You don't
you
throw it on the ground.
no,
My
you
mother would
hold
have.
it until you get in your trash can. If that
Yes,
means that you're walking for 3 blocks until you find a trash can, you walk 3 blocks and you find a trash can.
yes,
But
exactly.
it makes no sense to toss it like,
I know. I know.
oh,
I know. I tell you the story. I was sitting on my porch, and the brother pulled his car up, and he gonna leave his bottle on the sidewalk. And I said, brother, you gonna leave? So he gonna jump at me with, well, there's so much other trash out here. And I said, brother, you really gonna argue with me about your leaving your garbage on the side of the road? Like, you really want to argue with me? And then he thought about it. He's like, you know what, ma'am, you are right. You are absolutely right. And he picked up his stuff. Now there's the people next door, their garbage bins are on the side of their house. So he walked over and put it in. That's all you got to do. Just, the trash cans are right there. Just put
yep.
it in. I was like, brother, you're not gonna argue with me about what you just did. And he was about to, but I beat him to it. And then he had to think about it. He was like, you know what, man, you are right. I was like, yeah, because you about to look like a fool arguing with me about trash in the neighborhood. That's what you want to do? You really want to trash your neighborhood like that? You want people to know that you are nasty?
I mean, if you could combat stuff with logic like that all the time, life would be so much easier.
You can't. Because you know what, Harry? He's just one. The next one would have been like barking, wanting to shoot me or some old mess,
Yeah.
wanted to put hands on me because he was like, I'm being a bitch. I was like, I just want a clean neighborhood, man. I just want to be able to walk out my house and not see trash strewed all over the place. Don't you want that too? Don't you feel like you have some responsibility to keeping your space nice?
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
live here.
you're right. He was the guy who said, "Okay, yeah, I am gonna sound stupid, arguing over trash, but some people are willing to
Oh,
shoot
some
over
people are
trash."
willing. Yes, they are. They are willing to the death, Harry, to, to argue their point of, I'm gonna be a litter bug for real. Like, why? Pick your garbage up. I hate that. I hate when people throw garbage out like that. It just drives me crazy. Like,
Yeah.
come on now, pick up these streets. You know, and and a lot of it is because there's not enough. There's too much garbage. There's a lot of people generating a lot of garbage. But at the same time, Harry, they can pick up the loose garbage around their where they live. You know, they can do that so that it is not strewed all over the place. Like,
Well, some people just have loose garbage, right? So you drive around and there's just loose garbage. Nothing's in
yeah,
a bag.
yeah,
It's like I don't understand. I almost feel like stopping and knocking
I
on
know.
doors
I
and
know.
giving them bags.
You need a bag because I see your garbage is loose out here.
Yeah, but like you
There's a lot of
said,
it.
but like you said, I'm weary that somebody's just gonna shoot me for handing them a bag.
And that's real, Harry. I
Yeah,
mean, that's not I'm not making that up. That's a real fear.
yep.
That's a real fear, you know.
You know, last week, um, I'm hearing arguing outside, right? So Karen and I go to the window, and one of our white neighbors is arguing with one of our Hispanic neighbors, and she tells him, I'm effing sick of you. Why don't you go back to where you came from?
Who said that?
The white neighbor. Now, he's one of these transplant New Yorkers, right? And I guess he parked in her spot. So, and he's threatening her and everything. So we come out, we just show our faces this way. That might calm everything. And it did. Everybody went into their houses once they saw they have an audience. Um, but then she came down to tell him she didn't mean what she said, that he should go back to where he came from. What she meant is that he should go back to New York.
Mhm.
She didn't. She wanted him to understand that she wasn't telling him he should go back to Mexico, even though he's not a Mexican. But you see, this is the reality of everything, right? So you have this stuff every day. Now, this is the neighbor that Karen helped the other day when she fell with her baby.
Mhm.
So I wonder now if she was thinking to herself, "Oh my God, I'm being helped, but I gotta be touched by this Mexican or something." It's insane.
Listen, what it says is we are all in this together. So at some point you're gonna need me and I'm gonna need you.
Well, it
And
should say that. It should say that to them, right?
right. And if we all go back to where we came from, nobody would get the help that they needed. Because my Mexican ass wasn't here to help you with your baby.
Right. I mean, and
Even though I'm not Mexican, but all right.
but that's the thing that they just throw everybody into the same pot.
You must be Mexican. Because why? Because I speak Spanish? You know
You
how
know,
many fucking countries, oh, sorry. You know how many countries speak Spanish?
I
The
tell you,
FCC, the FCC gonna slap me hard today.
you're channeling Ife today.
I know. I feel very easy today. Because I never cuss. Like this race stuff got me worked up, Harry. It's got me worked up. I'm telling you. So yeah, yeah. You know how many countries are Spanish speaking outside of Mexico?
Hey, they speak a lot of Spanish in China.
What do they not do in China?
You know, They're probably manufacturing Spanish in China right now.
I think you're right, Harry. I think you're right. Although we're supposed to get snow tomorrow, FYI. So prepare, because you know Waterbury. If New Haven's gonna get 2 inches, Waterbury gonna get 20.
Well, they said 4. Let's
All
let's
right.
see if that happens.
So I'm gonna try to get as much done as I have to today, so that I don't have to be out in it tomorrow. I really don't like
Well,
messing around in snow.
this past weekend, a car ran into one of the utility poles
Oh
at the
gosh,
top,
did it knock your
and we
power
were
out?
without light. Yeah, we
Of
were without
course.
light for.
Y'all stay without power where y'all at. I swear to God.
Yeah, we were without light for most of the day, and I think it was Saturday. And this morning, the lights went off and on today. So I'm not sure if they're working on it again, or they did a bad job and they're gonna have to come back. But this stuff drives me crazy over here, and it's the same pole that everybody hits. They need to,
They need to do something around it. Like, I don't know, put a
I don't
fence
know,
around it.
move
Y'all
that
need
pole.
a barrier around that pole.
I'm telling you, in the last few months, that pole's been hit like 4 times.
Jersey barrier around your pole. I'm not kidding. They need like a Jersey barrier. I'm not, I'm
I
not
think it
kidding.
was because there. I think there was, what was it? There was snow on Friday night or something like that. I think that it was just slick
Yeah.
and they hit. But I mean, they really do need to, or put a stop sign somewhere in the vicinity so everybody's not flying down the street.
Yeah. Or those little humps in the road so
Yeah, the
it'll
speed.
make people slow down.
Because
Right?
it's right at the curve where that utility pole is.
Mhm.
It's right at the curve. So it's like they're begging for them to hit it.
That's funny.
And the thing is that every time something like that happens, my internet isn't right for a
Oh,
few.
I know, Harry. Y'all are always having power problems where you are. If it ain't the weather, it's people hitting it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm hoping. This morning it did go off and on, and I was out for a little bit.
Are you downstairs today?
Yeah, I'm downstairs today.
Okay, because I could tell. 'Cause I don't see all the all the stuff.
I'm holding the National Sarcasm Society meeting.
When they meet every day, Harry, what's their dates? What are their meeting dates?
In Harry's house every day.
Whew! I'm ready for the good weather, Harry. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for warm weather. I'm ready to. I'm
Are
ready
you?
to. Yes, I'm tired of this. I'm ready to sit on my porch.
Oh,
I
that's
can't
because
sit on my porch. It's too cold. You can't be out there now. It's too cold.
your porch is happening.
I, I want to be outside. I want to go outside, sit on the porch, drink lemonade. That's what I want to do. I can't do it now. It's too cold. You'll
Oh, did you see?
freeze.
Did you see what Xfinity did?
No, what
Um,
they do?
they are now putting data caps on your internet. You know
What is that?
how you have data caps on your phone. So if you don't have unlimited, let's say you have 100 or 1 gig of data on your phone. If you go over that 1 gig, they charge you.
Hmm.
They penalize you. Well, now Xfinity is doing that. And if you go over your data for the month, they could charge you up to $100.
God,
Yep.
that is outrageous, Harry.
It
On
is
top of
outrageous.
all this stuff that these people, people are home, working from home. They
That's
are
the thing.
homeschooling. Come
They did it
on.
right. I know they're doing it right in the middle of a pandemic. They're saying 95% of their customers never go over the limit. So what are you saying? You're punishing the 5% of your customers? What's the difference?
I don't believe them. I think they are anticipating that because people are home that they're gonna go over. I don't have Xfinity anymore, so
Well, I looked at my data history for the last 3 months, 4 months, and I've gone over, really over. So, I mean, I'm running the radio station from here. So I'm gonna
oh
go over. I'm gonna go over. So I'm gonna have to kick in an extra $30 to be unlimited. It's crazy.
but don't you have a budget? Doesn't don't
I
don't
mean,
don't
that,
don't
I mean,
don't
to be honest, me, Paul will cover it.
I know. That's what I
But
was gonna.
that
Paul got you on that.
right, but it's not about just me. There's people out there who you can't do this to.
Yeah,
It's insane.
that's just wild. See, that's when corporations just get it wrong. When they are enemies of the state.
Well,
That's being an enemy of the country to me.
yeah, and here's the thing. You say they get it wrong, right? And you're right, ethically. Um, but they're the only cable company in my area. So they're the monopoly of my area. So you have no options but them. So
Yeah.
how is that fair? They need to tear down these zoning things that allow cable companies to claim areas. It's insane. I should have the option of all the cable companies.
Right. And picking and choosing based on your own set of criteria.
Yeah, because
Right.
because just 2 miles from me, you could pick Cablevision, Optimum. You could pick Cox. You could pick different cable companies. But in my area, they monopolize it. And that's happening all over Connecticut. But they didn't just do it to Connecticut. They did it all over the United States.
Here in
They
New
put
you
data
you
cap.
could pick Frontier or Comcast Xfinity.
Well, that's I gotta say they have Frontier in my area,
I have Frontier, Harry.
but Frontier is not good enough for me. It's
It's
not
not good
fast.
enough.
It's
It's
not
not.
fast enough to do everything I do.
But I found Xfinity to be so expensive.
Yeah,
So that's why I went with Frontier because Xfinity was pricing me out, man. I was like, I can't afford this.
yeah. If Frontier was fast enough, if it was equipped to be able to maintain what I do, but they're not. They really aren't. Xfinity's like 100 times faster, and that's what I need. Um, but I should have options.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that.
They don't allow Verizon in my area, which is fiber optic, which is faster than Xfinity, and that competition would drive the prices down, or at least make them level out. Um, but they don't allow them in my area. They don't allow them to compete, and this is what I'm saying, that they need to change that. I know the only politician who was talking about stuff like this was the young guy. Oh my God, what's
Our favorite one,
yeah? He was the only.
brother.
Yeah, what was his name?
I know you're talking about.
Anyway, so and he lost, so it's not on any other politician's mind. But we need to lay out, because there is fiber optic that the federal government has laid out. It's just allowing companies to come in and increase the fiber optic network all over the state. Um, but anyway, it's,
No, I
it's
feel you.
we're all screwed. We're all at the mercy of companies like Xfinity. It's insane.
Skynet.
I'm talking about, I don't know if it's Skynet, but I think it's Sky something.
Skynet from the Terminator, Harry.
I
I'm
know, but
convinced.
Elon Musk
Oh, there's your boy.
is actually working on a satellite internet cable system
Oh
that's
boy.
gonna compete, that's gonna be as fast as Xfinity and stuff like that, but through satellite. So yeah, we need people like him pushing the envelope.
Okay. I'm taking my picture for Jeff. We're gonna have good guests tomorrow, Harry. Lieutenant Governor Susan Bicewicz is our guest at 10:15. She's coming on to talk about the vaccine and how people how we need to step up getting people vaccinated. And at 9:30, Harry, we got our good friend Dr. Brown is coming back to talk about COVID and economics. So we're going to do a series of conversations around COVID and economics, like how we started last year doing. Um, he's going to come on and talk about the state of urban Connecticut, and then we're going to go right into talking about what COVID looks like on top of the existing issues we already have as a community, you know, as people. Sorry, I'm up close to my camera because I'm trying to sit on my stool comfortably. I can't seem to sit on my stool. I can't seem to get on my stool right because I have on this cafetiere, so I'm sliding in it. And
You
then
need
I have
to
and
you
then I
need to
have
make
a
yourself a
pillow.
ball.
Oh, how's your ball? How is that? Is it good?
It's good on the butt, so I'm not having these butt bone issues, right? But it makes you lean forward a little bit. So
Well, yeah, because you got to work on your core and your.
so your posture is not that good on it, but you know, you kind of trading off the issues.
Well, you got to force yourself to lean back, and
Yeah.
that'll make you work your core. Like your core has to hold you up.
So
Then your tummy will be nice and tight. By the summer, you'll have a six pack.
if I could stop eating, I've been on a I've been on an eating streak.
Well, you could just fast, Harry. I told you, just fast a little bit.
Yeah.
Just do a little fasting.
So talking about COVID, you Moderna says that its vaccine actually works on the new variants that have been.
Okay. Did they know that before, or it was just one of these things they discovered?
Well,
Uh-oh.
if they knew it before, then that you start thinking conspiracy. Wait, how did they know these variants were going to show up? But
Well, because that's the nature of viruses, right? They morph and change, and you know. So that's not a hard reach.
so it says it works on the different variants, but the shot produces fewer protective antibodies against the mutation found in South Africa. So it works against it, but it produces less antibodies.
All right. So what does that mean? Is this a racist thing now? What? I'm just I gotta be concerned about. See, I'm just trying to make the leap. What?
There you
Why
go.
South Africa?
See,
Why
that's why.
not Italy? Scandinavia?
Yeah,
Why?
you're
Why
right.
South Africa?
But Moderna says its vaccine offers less protection against the South African variant.
What is it about South Africa, not Scandinavia?
I don't know.
Those are the answers I need. What does it work all right in Italy?
Well,
Does it work all right in the Netherlands?
it's good
What?
to hear all of this stuff, but what they really need to worry about is that they're not living all of these. I shouldn't say Moderna, but and let me just qualify it with allegedly, so we don't get sued or anything. But they're not living up to, um, or they're not producing the amount of shots that they were supposed to produce. So all of these companies need to. I mean, they got paid with our taxpayer dollars, so these shots need to show up. I don't
Well,
know.
I think we have much more better oversight now.
Right, pressure needs to
I
be
don't think
put.
we had good oversight. But I think we have good oversight now, so that I think moving forward we will get what we need. I think before we just didn't have anybody minding the store. Do you know what I mean? Like we didn't have enough people minding the store. I think now we do because this is too important.
Yeah,
Um,
because I know 100 million shots were purchased from Pfizer, from Moderna, and another one. I forgot which one is the other one. But so this is taxpayer money that already went out the door. So these people need to produce. And you're right. Hopefully there is much better oversight and these companies are, held to their responsibilities. So because we do need these shots. And then you have the Johnson & Johnson shot
yeah, and
coming that
I was gonna say they didn't get their they're still
they
in
haven't
the
put it they
yeah they
haven't put in their papers to get it approved by the CDC, by the FDA. Um, but they're claiming that their shot is only one shot. Theirs is going to be just one shot. You're not going to need two shots. So they need to put all of these things. Fast track it. Let's move it.
well, I think once you have some oversight, if you have somebody on top of this, I think it's just like anything, Harry. Dunkin' Donuts, the donuts don't make themselves, right? Like you gotta have somebody making the donuts. I mean, and then you gotta have somebody overseeing the making of the donuts because that's just how it goes. So if you don't have anybody overseeing making the donuts, you're not gonna have enough donuts. That's just real talk.
Well, just to say, Dunkin' Donuts is no longer Dunkin' Donuts. They're just Dunkin',
Well, whoever's
and
making
they're
donuts and
definitely and
coffee,
they definitely don't have people supervising the donuts because sometimes they don't have donuts.
well, that's a upper management chain thing. But you know,
The Mexican president has COVID,
oh, karma knows everybody's address, even in foreign countries.
so there you go.
He's an idiot. I mean, yeah, he's stupid. He's a Trump wannabe. How funny. I saw that this morning. I was like, whatever. I don't even. It's gonna be Girl Scout cookie time in a minute, Harry. Do you like Girl Scout cookies? Is Bella a Girl Scout?
No,
Oh.
no, she doesn't have enough time for that. She's doing so many other things. But
Girl Scout cookies is coming up.
they're gonna be delivered too. It's gonna be part of. I think you could order them from
Online?
DoorDash or Uber Eats and stuff like
Oh,
that.
really?
I think,
Oh,
but that's gonna make them a lot more expensive.
yeah, but those cookies are good. If you
think
want some cookies.
I do like Girl Scout cookies. I'm
They
trying to
have vegan ones too, so I ordered the vegan trefoils. I love them.
vegan.
Yes. Some of us have dairy allergies, Harry, so yeah. That
Bella called me this weekend to ask me, Papa, what else are you allergic to? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, because mommy told me that I get all my allergies from you. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't know, Bella, but I am allergic to a lot. And she's like, yeah, because lately I've been getting a lot of rashes. And mommy says that you get a lot of rashes. I'm like, those are environmental rashes. I don't know what I'm allergic to. So I'm sorry.
oh. Is she breaking out? What's breaking her out?
Yeah, she probably has eczema. I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And this weather, cold weather will make eczema show up.
I explained to her how you have that you're allergic to the cold.
Hmm.
And she said, what? Allergic to the cold? She said, nobody told me you could be allergic to the cold. I'm like, yeah.
I'm
She's
telling you
like,
now, baby.
I know. She said, I hope I'm not allergic to the cold.
I mean, if she could be. hives. I like today when I go out, I gotta, I'm gonna have because the temperatures drop dramatically. So now I have to really bundle up so I don't get those hives, so I don't get all itchy and start hurting. Like, oh, that's what I mean, Harry. I need it to be warm. I'm ready for warm. I'm ready for the warm weather. Then I can sit outside and do my show from outside.
Wow. So Brazil and Turkey are buying their vaccines from China.
Oh, I wouldn't if I were them. No
So
offense, China. I don't know. I don't know if I trust that, Harry. They're not known for. I don't know.
wow.
Is
So
anybody
yeah,
else
and
buying their
official.
stuff from China? Who else is buying stuff from China?
Well, they're trying to decide because China's trying to show their generosity, and I guess
Nope, 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 nope.
yeah, I
I don't
guess a
know,
lot of
Harry.
I guess a lot of people are gonna get it from China.
I don't
So
know, Harry. I'm just not with that game plan.
and China was actually breaking into these um biopharmaceutical companies to try to steal the vaccine.
That's what I mean, Harry. It's a no for me.
So it's a clone of the, but it's like that. It's like buying a cheap iPhone, a clone iPhone. They don't usually work like the iPhone.
It's a no. I'm like, it's a no. I wouldn't trust it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and they're going through a backlash right now because officials in Brazil and Turkey have complained that China companies have been slow to ship the doses and
Because they have none. They are no. Uh-uh.
ingredients. What do you mean ingredients? You're gonna mix it in your house and I I hope it's not a shake.
Harry, everything about this is wrong. I'm no scientist, but even I know, listen, you know why they tell you don't go to the dollar store and buy medicine? Don't buy medicine in
Yeah,
dollar stores. Don't do it. Same thing. I mean, they actually had to
yeah. I
put
mean,
out announcements. Don't use medicines from dollar stores. And then basic medicines, Harry, like your ibuprofen, acetaminophen, aspirin. Stop it and look at the expiration dates on these
well,
boxes.
yeah. They have over there. They have no regulations, right? So they don't have an FDA that's worried about whether it's going to be healthy for you, and they have no lead requirements over there. So
Yeah,
yeah, so your Tylenol, well, your generic Tylenol coming from China could be half lead. So I,
it's a no for me, dog.
it's no for me too. I was actually I was actually looking at a documentary this weekend about how lead in the water in the Roman times has been used as an excuse because they had so much lead going through their brain that it made them aggressive, which is why they used to go and conquer other. So yeah, that's not a good thing. That's
Yeah, no.
having
Mm-mm.
lead in your water.
It's a no for me, dog.
Imagine having like 90% lead in your water, Babz. What?
No, but that's called Flint. And I'm glad the ex-governor of Michigan is going to jail, right? Because they was dead wrong for trying to save money. Not even trying to save money, for just trying to be grifters. Put all those people in peril. And all those kids tested with all those high levels of lead in their bodies. Come on.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people. You have
That is.
The Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, all ordered vaccine from China, and none of them are receiving it right now. And I don't know.
Can't put a
Uh,
stop paying them checks.
China said thank you.
I see. I don't know. You know, I'm always baffled how people still want to get in the sandbox with them.
Well, it's cheaper. You know how it
Cheaper
is.
is not always better. Hey, we don't have this conversation a million times.
You know,
Cheaper is not always better.
as you know, this vaccine, they're looking at it as a 75-inch screen TV. And they're saying, wait a minute, you mean I could get the 75-inch TV for $500?
Who cares if it emits gases and visible detriments to my health? It's $500 and it's 75 inches.
Yeah. That's it. So
Like people, we got to get over before we go under.
and then
Man,
and then you have propaganda, Chinese propaganda coming into our system, again, anti-vaccine propaganda. So it's like they're ginning up the crazies in our population
I'm like,
against
you
the
crazy
vaccine.
people. If you don't want the vaccine, then you need to go get on a unvaccinated colony somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, because
In the Pacific.
you know it's like, well,
They don't want them over there, Babz.
I don't care. Listen, I don't care where they go. They get on my nerves with this. It's, you know what? Go somewhere else. You know, all my religious, no, you don't even go to a church. You have no beliefs. You just don't want to do it because you're holding on to misinformation. You know, these people are too many crazy people in the world. And you know, you can't use crazy because that's dismissive. Because when you say crazy, Harry, that almost lets them off the hook for accountability. So I'm trying to retire calling people crazy because it's dismissive.
Well, you know what? They could have lead in their water.
I don't doubt it.
I know.
Harry, if you see if you go and watch the Obama documentary on the plant and how they do business with this Chinese company, how this Chinese company wants to do business.
Well, I mean, it's our fault.
And then they get mad at us because they think we have too many regulations. Like, no.
Well, of course, but it's our fault for allowing their unregulated um stuff to come into our market.
That's why I stopped. Just want to know. Let me tell you one of the reasons why I stopped eating meat is because they've entered into the United States has said that they can send raw chicken over to China to process
Yeah.
and then send it back over here.
How much sense does that make?
Harry, I can't tell you how much it doesn't make. That don't even sound like I don't even want that.
First off, chicken should not be good that long. There's something else going on.
Like, how long that chicken is sitting on that tarmac?
I know. Hey, you're telling me that they're worried about
Going and coming, Harry. Going and coming.
you telling me China is going, oh yeah, rush those things into refrigerators.
And they're not standing in refrigerators while they are processing those chickens. Ugh.
Yes, I don't get it.
Nope.
You know,
I was like, nope. And then they don't want people to know that they're going to China. Because we want labels to tell you everything. And they're like, no, 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 no. It's like, oh, yes, 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 yes. So people can make informed decisions. Like, I'm not doing that. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to stop eating meat.
Well, you see, and the thing is that you gotta. I know, I know. We all live on certain budgets. I was just gonna say we gotta stop eating cheap meat, but the government has to stop.
Yes. No, you're Harry, I'm with you. Because if I cannot trust my government to have my back when I need them to have my back, because nobody in America should walk into a grocery store, Harry, and buy food that is detrimental to them. That should not be a part of the American grocery shopping experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like buying sushi at a 7-Eleven. Really? Are you really going to do that? No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where we go from here because you have these movements to get rid of the GMOs and all of this stuff that infects our food, and then you have a good lobby on the other side
I know.
that gets what they want. It's like, how in the world does Congress go? Oh well, we want that lobby money.
And that's
Yo,
what
the
they
hell with the.
do.
I know they do
Oh,
that all
you'll
the
be all
time.
right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Like,
Shit,
no, we're not gonna be all right. No, not when people are having babies with 3 heads and not
they're
even
like,
that.
no.
That's an exaggeration, but with other autoimmune issues, just autoimmune issues.
Well, just look at the stuff that has just grown out of proportion. The diseases like irritable bowel syndrome that is
Yeah.
now like ridiculous. Why you think we're getting that stuff? Why you think the society is now stuck with that? It's because all of this stuff that's put into our food, our our system can't process it. So they go, oh well, don't worry, we got a pharmaceutical company for you. Yeah, eat that and then take that. It's like what?
Welcome to the
Unbelievable.
Uncheery show today. Stay with us. It gets better as the week progresses. As the week moves on, it gets better.
Well, it drives me nuts.
Although not tomorrow though. Tomorrow I have Dr. Brown. We're gonna start the conversations around COVID and economics. And Lieutenant Governor Susan Beisowitz on at 10:15 to talk about how we can get more people in Connecticut vaccinated, Harry, because we got to get people vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean today's show is just it's the I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore show. Ah,
I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore. Clean up these damn streets. Don't buy meat.
or buy your meat from local farms.
Yes, and that's why local farms, that's why farmers markets and those kinds of things are so important. And people are really starting to go back to, locally sourced. You know, yeah, you want watermelons in January, but there's nowhere in the country that watermelon grows in January. So you have to have them shipped in from wherever. So maybe we stop doing that, but we won't because we
You
like
know,
it. We just like it.
when I was growing up in the projects of in Brooklyn, every summer we used to have these trucks that used to come from the Carolinas.
Yes, with the watermelons. They still do that in New Haven, Harry.
They do?
Yes. They
What?
come up throughout the summer. Then they're all in different places around town. Yep,
Yeah,
they come up.
I used, oh
Yeah.
my God, that was like the probably my favorite thing of the summer.
Mhm.
Those watermelons that used to come from the Carolinas. It was just like
Still do it. They do
delicious.
it. They do it. And people wait for it too.
Oh, I had no idea that they were still
No,
doing.
they still do it. So when they come, I'll let you know. I'll grab a watermelon for you. You just come into New Haven and get it. I'll do it for you. I'll grab you some watermelons off the
Yeah,
truck.
that was my
Because
favorite thing.
they do a lot in the Newhallville area because there's a lot of people from the South that live in this community, and who do that. But yeah, I see those brothers with the trucks. Yes, I saw it all last summer. They
Wow.
drive up here with those big trucks. They sell their watermelons and they go back, come back, bring more. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to love that.
Hmm.
And it was like the ice cream truck in my neighborhood. There used to be such a line
Yeah.
because the watermelons are just different. They're delicious. They're like manna from heaven. I, at least that's what I thought.
And with that religious note, we are ending our day. We'll be back tomorrow. We're here all week, people. We're here all week. All right, Harry.
All right. See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'm in.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.